Welcome back everyone to our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager. So we're fresh off of a great victory, a dominating victory in our last race, race number 2 of the season. Now we're ready for event number 3. And this race is a race that we have historically not done well at. This track just, for whatever reason, has not fit our car well. So we'll be looking to greatly improve on that for this particular race. We'll start off with our emails and get all of that out of the way. Let's see what kind of question they've got for us. Which one has the better drivers? Well, that's pretty simple. Okay, unfortunately that's going to lower car number 2's morale some, but just kind of is what it is. All right, let's take a look at our pit crew and let's see who we've got available for hire. Wow, a lot of these that we're going to immediately reject. All right, so wow, not very good at all here. I mean, the jack numbers are good, but other than that, not good at all. We're going to hire them for now because right now we need some bodies. All right, let's go ahead and remove the fatigued crew and let's see how this shakes out. All right, let's see who we've got available down here that we might be able to put in. Okay, how is this guy not in? How is that even possible? Okay, so he's definitely going in. We'll put him on the front. Looks like, well, all of our refueling is really sitting on the sideline right now. Yeah, all of our refueling. So this is not going to be good from that aspect. How close are we on this? What do we need? Look at that. We're so close. But I forget when that opens up. Oh, we're right there at it, though. Okay, so let's go back to our pit crew then. And we will put this guy in. We'll swap him out for... I tell you what. Let's swap him out right here because then I'm going to take this one and swap out there. Okay, that'll help a little bit. I like our tire changes. Our refueling is atrocious right now. That is just flat out terrible. But stamina wise, we look pretty good. What about on the jack? I mean, that is terrible. Yeah, here we go. We need this guy on the rear jack. There we go. Okay, I like that. We know everybody's contract is all set. It's time to get back to working on this car. And on the new parts that we're working on. So we got about 13 days there. Let's make sure we have the parts in here that we want. And let's see, we've got our new brakes are all lined up. They're where they need to be. Our new nose, same thing. And let's see, what else do we have? Our suspension, we've already worked on the reliability. Now we will focus on that. Okay, yeah, we're looking good. This is where we want to be. Now we need these two parts to be acceptable for the next race, which is going to put a premium on the engine and on both the medium and the high-speed corners. Okay, so we've been there before. And I think we're going to be in good shape as well. In fact, let's go ahead and add this one in there. See what that does to it. One day after the race. Okay, that's perfectly fine for now. Okay, so yeah, I think we're all set. We got sponsors. I hear some sponsorship offers coming in. That's good. All right, let's go ahead and stop this for a minute. Just see how things are going. All right, 86% on our spec part. That's good. I might let that go another few days. Get it up around 90%. And then I think we'll be good to go on it. The engine, we don't really have to worry about the engine for car number 2 because of that bonus that we have. So we're in good shape there. All right. Yep, I am happy. All right. Well, we got 6 sponsorship offers. I didn't realize we had 2 slots open. I thought we were only going to have the 1. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we've got. Oh, terrible options here. This is not what we wanted. This is not at all what we wanted. Okay, so we'll take what we've got available and just keep it short term. And let's see what we've got on this end. Wow. Okay, so let's do a little math here. Let's break out the calculator because I really like the look of this 4 million. But let's divide that by 12, and that's 333 per race. 333,000. We know we don't want this deal. So actually, we don't need the upfront payment. I kind of like this one. This one's not bad. It's a little bit longer term, but I think I'm going to take that one. That is not bad at all. And then after this next race, we'll have 2 more coming due. Okay, I like it. I like it. Let's keep moving forward. Oh, we've got security guard, mechanic relationship. That is no good. That is no good. Morale plus 10. All right. Well, I guess we don't have a choice on that one. All right. Possible improvements to the brakes. Let's see. One of our guys just had a great idea about the brakes. Let's see. If we re-engineer the electronics, we'll get some seriously good performance out of it. The only downside is it's going to cost us. All right. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. Brake packages. Let's swap these around. So 657 and 642. Let's write these numbers down. Because I kind of like this idea. I mean, the money is a non-issue for us. So I'm really liking that idea. All right, let's take a look under improved parts. While we're here, we're at 89%. That's good enough, I think, for that. And these others, you can see, they'll be done a day before the race. I like the sound of that. Okay, let's come back to this, and let's do it. Plus 30. We'll pay that money for that. All right, let's come back into the car. And there it is. So we went from 657 to 687, and then we went from 642 to 672. I like that. There is a lot to like about that. Oh, yeah. Those emails are great. And plus, it was cheap. $400,000 for a plus 30 on that. Yes, please. All right, now we've got a new gearbox that is done. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. Now, I don't want to impede the improvement on these two. So we're not going to do that just yet. All right, but I do want to add this to the list of performance improvements. And now where do we want to go? Let's just go out and take a quick look. The brakes were in great shape on our brake packages because of that free plus 30 we got, in addition to what we had already developed. Okay, and just strolling through these, I kind of want to work on the gearbox some more, but suspension I want to work on as well. Let's see what we've got for the suspension. 535 will be our max there. Okay, risk levels. I don't like any of that. Yeah, this is just no good. So it looks like this will be all we're going to be able to get. Let's see. If we get to the great, okay, we're not going to be using that one. We won't use that one, and wow. Of course, if we win the championship, we're not going to have to worry about what carries over to next year, but if we don't, then this would be huge. Man, I just don't like this at all. Okay, but we'll take what we can get. This will get us up to 545 max. Let's go ahead and build that one, and then we can decide in the future if we want to get serious about continuing that development. But for now, like I said, just not pleased at all with where that's going. Okay, we'll keep working on that reliability. More emails. Let's see what they've got for me. All right, Staff Center. Yes, we would love to have that, but it is way down the list. Okay. Oh, we got a sim racer. So Petra, better overtaking and marketability. I like it. And we've got a vote. Points for the top 10. Now, I don't particularly care on this one because it's points for the top 8 right now. Points 10, top 10. Doesn't really matter to me either way, so I'm going to hold out and just abstain there. Okay, so it does not pass. Interesting. I thought that might actually pass. All right, let's take a look at our car. Okay, excellent. Those two parts are done. And now we can get, where is it we need to work? The gearbox. That's right. So we'll work on the gearbox next. And then we'll have a suspension to put in there with it. All right, this is really good because it is race time. Okay, let's take a look. Oops, we don't actually need to do that. All right, let's come on in, and I'm perfectly fine to stick with this for a little bit longer. As nice as this would be, money is not really our central problem right now, so I'm not going to worry a terrible amount about it. If we get on into the season and we are dominating races, then I'll definitely start to choose that. But for now, we'll stick with this. Particularly since this has historically not been one of our better tracks. Okay, everything looks good. Let's make sure we got the parts where we want them. We'd already swapped out the brakes. This is going to be a huge improvement in the brakes because now we have not only a new brake package, but then we got that free plus 30 for both cars. So that is awesome. We need to swap out the noses. That's a nice improvement from 124 to 162. And let's see, we've got a lot more work to do on the gearbox before it's ready. And we've swapped out our suspension. All right, we are in great shape. Let's head to the race. All right, practice and qualifying are done. And qualifying, quite frankly, was a complete disaster for us. We had no speed. Now, granted, there was a lot of weather issues to try to determine when you wanted to use either the wets or the inters or whatever, but I don't think that was really the cause for us being so bad. We were nowhere near the top 4. I think we're somewhere around 8th to start, so it's not good. But we're going to hope that we got more race pace than we did qualifying pace. We'll start out with our knowledge bonuses and race trim bonus, level 1, and then we get to use our refueling bonus from our crew, and then of course engine expert on car number 2. Now we come to the time where we look at the tires and starting fuel. Now the starting fuel will be max, which on its own would not allow us to go a 2-stop strategy, not without reducing the engine mode. But that's not even the most interesting part of this. The most interesting part of this is if we look at the weather, it is going to start raining basically immediately into the race. So we're going to be changing onto inters, it would appear. We'll see how long we can stay on dry weather tires, but it does appear as though we're going to be getting onto inters. So I've chosen the softest tire that we have, and we're going to try to go for all-out speed. And then whenever we need to come in and change those tires, we will do so. So for that reason, we're going to be pushing with both cars. And let's get this thing started. So you'll be able to see, there we are. There's our starting positions. It's bad. So now I notice there's a lot of medium tires and there's a soft and all that. So we should be able to show some speed here. At least that is what I'm hoping. 19th and 20th. Definitely not where we want to be on the grid. So we're going to push this thing hard. And we'll push it for as long as we can. But of course, remember, we're going to have to come in for 2 pit stops and get both of our cars the best opportunity on those inters. Alright, so we're going to push as much as the temps will allow, and then we'll back off a little bit. You can see the rain's already starting to come down. And the question is, how long do we stay on the dry tires? Okay, tire temps are definitely coming up. Let's go ahead and back off a little bit before we get them overheated. So we're not really making up any spots right now. That is not good news for us, because we need to be making up spots. So as the rain comes down, who do we leave out there the longest? And that is an interesting question. Okay, so yeah, we've already got complaints from car number 1 to come in for inters. Let's see, where is the dampness? Okay, let's go ahead and queue up the pit stop for car number 2 first. And let's go ahead and do a driver change while we're at it. Let's put on the inters, fill it with fuel, and we'll go at it. Okay, we'll continue to push hard with car number 1. Yeah, we're just not having a good go of it at all. All right, we'll come in the next time by. We'll do a driver swap here as well, just to make sure we can get the most out of the tires and the fuel that we're going to have on board. There we go. So we should start to see the pits fill up here over the next few laps. All right, everything looked good, no mistakes. I like it. So now we go hard. As hard as we can go. And wow, these guys are staying out on the dries a little bit longer than I thought they would. Okay, here they come. Yeah, here they come. We were running several seconds faster per lap than them. Alright, so this puts us in good shape, and our strategy play for now has us in the top 3 with both cars. Alright, so now we'll be looking to maximize this stint, and we'll see how long the rain lasts. It does look like it's going to continue to accumulate on the track, at least for the foreseeable future. So that means the inters are definitely going to be the way to go. So we'll try to make them last as best we can for as long as we can. Our wear is going to be a little bit worse than those around us, so because they came in a lap or 2 after us. So we'll have to keep that in mind and just keep watching this weather. But again, the whole point here is to try and maximize the speed we have and the tires and so on. Alright, yeah, we are doing quite well. You notice car number 2 is actually in the lead of the 2 cars. So the strategy actually helped out by going a lap or 2 early onto those inters. Okay, and we're pulling ahead of 4th place, so that is good. Alright, I like it when both of our cars are up at the front and showing speed. That's what we need. Car 1 is coming quickly, though, which is also a good thing. Let's let these guys fight it out. Okay, the leader is a little bit better than us on tire wear. Let's see where we are. Oh, there we go. It's starting to dry out in the future. You can see that. So hopefully we can make our tires last to that point, to that crossover point where we'll want to swap off of those and get back on the dry tires. Ooh, this is going to be a long stint to get us there. Yeah, this is going to be pushing it. So I'm going to try to get by with pushing a little bit less, keep a little bit of heat in the tires. But overall, we're going to have to work with this and make these tires last. Okay, let's back off now on both cars. Again, just trying to make these tires last. Okay, looks like we've hit the apex. We're now going to roll over and start reducing the amount of water on the track. It looks like car number 2 is going to need to pit first, just based off of tire wear and fuel. Okay, so I'm happy with the way things are right now. This is good. Now we don't appear to have quite the pace of the leader, but we've managed to pull ahead some on 4th position. So we're solidifying where we are on the grid right now. All right, yeah, we got to make these tires last as long as possible because we are getting to that time where we're going to have to pit. And we're going to have to put on, yeah, there's no reason to put on more enters at this point. All right, so I'm stretching car number 2 as long as I possibly can. And by the same measure, I am stretching car 1. Okay, so let's go on to the dry tires. Wow, this is going to be early to be on dry tires, but it's sort of where we are right now. Okay, pit strategy. There we go. So we just need car number 1 to hang in there for a little bit longer. Okay, so far so good on the pit stop. No mistakes, I like it. So now we got those dry weather tires on. And we are running these enters right down to it. Okay, let's come in next time by. We'll put Petra in the car. Tire change, we will go on to the soft tires. Fill it up with fuel. And all the parts look good. Alright, there we go. Smooth pit stop, no mistakes. There we go, everything looked good. And we should be good to go. So the dampness is definitely going down. We'll keep an eye out for the pace that we have on these tires. All right, 28.5, which is right there with most of the other cars. I see a few that are quicker, particularly on the super soft tires. But yeah, our pace is pretty good right now. Pretty good. I will take it. All right, so that moves us up to 3rd. And what I really like is that the leader is on the super softs. And the reason I like that is because that should mean they're going to have to make an extra pit stop than us. All right, I also like that the tire temps are hanging in there around the midline without me having to deal a lot with the driving style. So that means we can maximize the length of this particular stint and try to make that last stint, barring any weather situations, we can try to make that last stint a little bit shorter. And that means we can push a little bit harder. All right, so things are looking good for us. We have a nice lead here over, I should say 5th, not 4th. Nice lead over 5th. We got about 4 or 5 seconds there. But it does look like they're on the medium tire, and they're going to try to make a good long run. So that's not good for car number 2 particularly. Would be nice, though, if we could get both cars in the points here at the end of this race, especially for as good as both have run so far. Alright, so you can see the super softs for the leader are wearing down very quickly. Let's see if they're pushing hard. Nope, they've actually backed off, it looks like. So they're not pushing near as fast now, trying to make those things last as long as they can. They are running some lightning fast laps. Down in the mid 26s. That is really fast. So we'll keep an eye on that. And okay, they were still about 0.8 of a second faster than us that time by. So yeah, those super softs definitely have some speed in them. Okay, let's actually back off a little bit, save our tire. Tire temp getting up a little bit. Not too bad, but a little bit. So we'll back it back down a little bit. Now we'll go back to neutral. Okay, pit stop is now happening for the super softs. See how far they drop, all the way to 5th. Okay, not too bad, but they put more super softs on, so they are going just for brutal speed. All right, we're coming to the end of our stint on car 2. Looks like no weather in the immediate future. Okay, let's line up our pit stop. We'll go back to Mike Ham, who didn't get much of an opportunity at the very beginning. So now we need an hour 10. There's no way we're going to be able to do that. So we've got an option here. Let's go ahead and put the soft tire on, and we'll see how long he can last. We'll fill him up. But then that should make that last stint a good deal shorter. Okay, smooth pit stop. That's what we need, and it looks like that's what we got. Excellent. All right, so we'll try to maximize this stint for Ham, and then we'll swap out to driver number 2 on car 2 for the final stint, and hopefully be able to put some super softs on there and maximize speed. Oh, we've got suspension issues. Ouch. Okay, well, that's not good. I didn't even think that that was going to be a potential issue. But apparently, I was wrong about that. All right, so we're 45 minutes into the stint. And you can see we're at a point where we're going to be right at making this to the end. Doesn't look like we're going to have any weather to deal with. All right, where are we on stamina? Okay, Sophia is ready to go. All right, so we're going to have to come in this next time by. We'll put Sophia back in the car, and we will go with... Yikes, this is going to be close. We'll go with a set of soft tires, and we'll fill it up with fuel. Okay, here we go. Solid pit stop, nothing extraordinary. No mistakes. Excellent. Excellent. I like it. Okay, so that drops us back a little bit. But that's okay, because I definitely see more pit stops for everyone in front of us. The key will be, can we make up this distance while they're in the pits? That's going to be the key, because the super soft particularly, they are laying down some blazingly fast laps. Because if all goes well and we don't have any weather issues, that will be our final pit stop on car number 1. Okay, let's go ahead and back off a little bit on car 2. All right, there we go. Some pit stops are happening. That moves both of our cars back up to the top 4. And you can see from 4th on back, they're a long way back. Okay, let's go back to neutral. Take another quick check at the weather. Still looking good. We would really prefer for that to be our last pit stop on car number 1. Okay, let's move to conserve. All right, now that puts us up as the top 2 cars. Wow. Wow, and the wow is not so much that we move up to the top 2 spots, but how much of a lead we have over 3rd. That is nice. Okay, let's move back to neutral. And yes, everything going good so far. Now, the bad thing about it for car number 2 is that we're definitely going to have to come back in. We're not going to be able to make it to the end with car 2. That's unfortunate. All right, yeah, we got all sorts of condition issues with car 2. Oh, that is very unfortunate. We're showing some speed, though. All right, so we're going to have to come into the pits here very shortly, but we're going to try to make this last stint as short as possible. Okay, let's go ahead and bring him in. And wow. Okay, that should be enough. 59 should be enough. We'll stay on. Yeah, we're not going to quite be able to make it, I don't think, on the super softs. So we'll put the softs on. And let's see, how much fuel do we need? We need about, say, about 25. Yeah, 27 of fuel. Part condition. Yikes. There's no way all of these are going to make it. So I'm going to have to do these 2, and that's going to be huge. Oh, hate to do that. Such a good run, but we'll have these part conditions taken care of in the future, and it's always nice to know that we do have some good speed. All right, in the meantime, we have a full 66 seconds over 2nd position, and we'll just try to focus on that. We'll get what we can out of car number 2, but again, those part fixes were killer. Our only hope now of getting any points with car number 2 would be if we have some retirements in front of us. But in the meantime, boy, I am thrilled with the speed we're showing in our cars. Both cars showed up with a good deal of speed, and we're going to have some great finishes, but unfortunately we can't work on all the parts at the same time. Not just yet. We don't have the upgrades for that just yet, but we are getting there. Okay, we're working on, let's see, condition issues. We're at 30%, so we just need that to last about 16 more minutes. In fact, let's drop down to medium and try to slow that down, that drop down a little bit. Okay, tires are, of course, wearing out. We'll slow down on those 2. But at this point, we have a huge lead. So no reason not to slow down the pace and really try to slow down both the wear on the tires and on the parts. Okay, let's try. Man, I really want to push here. I really want to push. I don't know how much pushing the tire temp can take, but you can see we're running out of tire for sure on car number 1. We just need to hang in there a little while longer. And in the meantime, I am trying to see if we can make any positions happen for car number 2. And we're just going to let it ride for the last 5 minutes. We should be in great shape for car number 1. Even though the tires are almost gone, we don't have to worry about speed. They just need to make a few more laps. And let's see where our condition is. Okay, nothing is below 20. We're very close on a couple of parts, but I think we're going to be okay. All right, so the race is now ending. We just need to finish this thing off. We are running these tires right down to it, but we made it happen. So we'll bring home another victory. That was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome. And unless I am mistaken, we'll bring home a point on car 2 as well. That's even better. Even with those fixes, we were still able to bring it home. Excellent. All right, no worries in scrutineering for us. All right, yep, and there you go. We got 1 point, so a total of 11 points for us in this race. That will not be number 1 on the grid as far as teams go, but we bring home yet another trophy. And now we're in the lead in the driver championship, but what we really care about is the team championship. So we're going to try to work on making up ground on the leaders right here. Of course, race number 1 of the season didn't help our cause any, but I think we are in great shape because we have speed, and speed is hard to deal with. All right, let's work through these final screens. And what I'm really hoping for is car number 2 to get some driver morale going. All right, you see very good driver form actually out of these 3. 6 is a little bit lower than we need, but other than that, very good. Oh, fitness. Sophia's got an issue. She's got a neck issue. That is going to be very bad going forward because that will kill her stamina. So that's going to change how we have to run these races going forward. Oh, that is not what we needed. Oh, and we've got the same thing over here on car 2. So for some reason, Tang is just not happy with anything. And I really don't know why. I mean, they're running good. They have speed. The finish wasn't quite as good as it could have been, but I really don't know. And we end up losing 1.1 million on this race, which is definitely not what we want, but is also not the end of the world. All right, so that'll bring us back to our main menu. Another really good race for us where we showed not necessarily speed in qualifying, but great speed during the race and came home with a very decisive victory. So that'll do it for this video. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more Motorsport Manager.